Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great start to your week. Today we are going to be talking about business deductions, specifically clothing and meals, because there's a lot of confusion about these things, and particularly on TikTok we see some advice that we wouldn't recommend following. So first, anytime that we're talking about business expenses, the biggest thing to keep in mind is that things you spend for business are going to be deductible in general, as long as they're an ordinary expense and they're necessary to your business. Necessary doesn't mean that your business can't live without it, but it needs to be a reasonable expense that another business owner in your profession would likely also agree is a reasonable business expense. Clothing is one that comes up a lot, and it's one that the IRS has addressed and the tax court has addressed. The bottom line is that if it's suitable to wear outside of work, it's not going to be deductible. Things like safety gear, steel-toed boots, vests with reflective striping, those kinds of things, deductible. You wouldn't wear them in your normal life. Scrubs are deductible. Costumes are deductible. But your professional clothing, say you're a real estate agent and you need to look professional and put together and wear a suit, unfortunately, even though you need that in your profession, it's not deductible, even if it's not something that you would wear outside of work. The key is that it could be worn outside of work. We also get questions about laundry and dry cleaning. That is deductible for clothing that is not suitable to wear outside of work. So if the clothing would be deductible, the laundering of it would be as well. I could see like a costume needing to be dry cleaned, that would be deductible. But again, your suit, not so much. The one exception would be if you are traveling for work, you're away at a conference and you need to, have the hotel do the laundry, that counts. The one exception to the being suitable to wear outside of work piece would be if the clothing is promotional, if it's branded, if you put your logo on a shirt. Now it's an advertising expense. It's not just a clothing expense. That would be deductible. This is where a recent TikTok video gets you into trouble. I was talking about having their name embroidered on their suit and making the argument that now it is branded and thus it is deductible. I don't think that's going to fly with the IRS, and we really want to make sure that you would win at audit if your return was pulled for audit. So I would not recommend that. Business meals are another big topic. Meals are deductible as long as you're taking someone out for a business purpose. So if you are purchasing the meal for a customer, a vendor, an employee, a potential employee, peers that you're bouncing ideas off of, that there's this business purpose for that meal. If you're meeting with, say, your spouse who is your business partner, I would say make sure that you have a documented agenda for that meeting, and don't do it all the time. It needs to be reasonable, and to have that business purpose. It's really important. But it can't just be you taking yourself out, like grabbing lunch on the way to a job or your coffee at Starbucks. Those are generally not going to fly. The exception, of course, again, is that if you are traveling, if you're away from home at a conference, or out of state, out of the metro area, those meals for just you are also deductible. So those are fine. Keep track of those. The bottom line really is that if you have a transaction and you aren't sure what to do with it, please ask your tax pro. In QuickBooks, you can flag it as Ask My Accountant, put a memo in. That's what we're here for. We want to help demystify what to do with these transactions. And like I said, we really want you to win if you are ever audited. So we want to make sure that if there's anything questionable, that we've discussed it and that we have a reasonable explanation for why something is a business expense. Let us know if you have any questions, if you have ideas for things that you would like to see in a future video. I would love to hear it, and enjoy your week. Thanks. Bye.